Hey, how's everybody doing today? Oh man, we'll give you guys some time to funnel in. Let me pull up the chat. Oh man, how you guys doing? Amanda's here. She's getting the stream all ready. Let me say hi to everybody. Let me see who's all here. I know Nick's here. Nick is from Wales, and he's actually planning on coming to the United States and hanging out with us for a week and helping us do some stuff around the warehouse, kind of learning from us, and so it's gonna be really good. Lucas Brett's in the house. How's it going, Lucas? Let's see what we got all here. We got a lot of people here. Oh, I don't like how it's doing that. That's okay. Let's see. V Stag's in the house. Russell. We got Nick Richards, my boy. Vonks Aqua. Oki Rogue. Got a lot of people here. Is everybody enjoying their Sunday? We got Panda Lee in the house. Shrimp Society. Peter Smith. Jacob Pengel. I think that's how you say it. Roma Aquatics, giving them a shout out. We got David in the house. How is everybody doing on this beautiful Sunday? What'd you guys think of the unboxing video? That unboxing video, that was a fun one for me. I think I edited it, no lie, for like it was ridiculous, like 6 or 7 hours. But don't judge me because yeah, it took me a long time. I'm not as good at it as some people, but it was a lot of fun. But so Panda Lee's in the house, she said. Oh, Kang Lee's here. Yeah, I got a cool story about him. We got Amanda. There she is on the chair back there. She's gonna help try to keep me on task today. Let me center this up. But guys, first of all, we had an awesome day. I mean, it was a really good day. We got to spend some time. Kang Lee came down from Minnesota, and we got to hang out with him. Brian's Fish Tank's in the house, my boy Brian. And you know, honestly, we just had like a really good day that we all needed. And so today, I really wanted to talk about like the transition from hobby to business, and kind of like how it affected me, and like how we are we're kind of transitioning things to keep it a hobby, and that's what it's all about. But before I really get into it, let me turn my volume off so we don't get blown up. Until you turn this off. Done. I always forget to do that before we start. But let's get into it. So before I start, I do want to say that a big shout out to Kang Lee, and really happy that he got to come down and spend the day with us. We got some really cool stories to talk about with him. Really cool video coming out. He just had like one of those just powerful stories, and so I was super excited to have him on. And yeah, so I know something that you guys are all wondering is how's the import order going? You guys just saw the unboxing video, hopefully. It came out earlier this week, and I wanted to do a quick update on here so you guys could kind of know how everything's going. So first of all, the import order is going great. So I think we lost maybe 850 so far, and that's probably pretty high. It's probably more like 800. I would say by the time it's all said and done, we'll probably lose close to 1,000, which is still a lot. I mean, don't get me wrong, 1,000 shrimp is a lot of shrimp to lose. A lot of those came from the yellows that we imported, and just wasn't good as far as the yellows go. I think we lost like 500 yellows. So that's where the majority of our deaths came from. We got sashimi whiskey in the house. Sashimi whiskey. also known as Sashimi Aquatics. We got Aquarium Co-op in the house. We got a lot of big players here. We're gonna have a good time tonight, and so here's where I'm at, guys. So like with Flip Aquatics, Roma Aquatics giving the $1 super chat. Thank you guys so much. I mean, you guys are awesome. You guys would be shocked with the amount of support that you guys have really given us. And that's another reason why this video kind of sparked, because we are so close to the point where like I can do Flip Aquatics and the aquariums and shrimp full time, which I've never been to that point before. I've been trying to get there for like the longest time. And so it's so cool to be this close. And so again, this is where it comes back to me making this video, is because when I get so close to being able to do shrimp full time, it really puts things into perspective. Like, you have to keep it a hobby before you make it a business. Like, if you ever lose that, it's just gonna drive you crazy. But so just a little bit about the import order. Like I said, we lost about 850 at this point. We're down to the point where like we're only losing a few. Maybe 10 to 15 a day, something like that, maybe a little bit more. And we have some parasites. So we have the Vorticilla, or Vorticilla, some people say it, and Scuderia. I don't know how to say that one, sorry. But there are these little parasites that attach to the rostrum of the shrimp, and they're not really harmful, but we still have to dose for that. We don't want that to go off to you guys. So we're going to dose them every week for a couple weeks. And so that's what's going on with the import order. I'm going to come out with an update video either Monday or Wednesday. I'll definitely come out with an update on Wednesday, but I might do the import update earlier. But so there's just a lot going on with that. But let me get into it. So first of all, thank you. Because of your guys' support and everything that's going on, we have really been able to get to a point where I can do shrimp full time, and that comes through like orders. I mean, it really helps with super chats. I mean, everything helps, and you guys have just been going above and beyond anything that I could have ever expected, and so there's so much love and thankfulness from me to you guys, for sure. Especially like Roma dropping a $1 super chat like that. I mean, those little things, like you wouldn't imagine how much that adds up and how much it propels us to be able to do the things that we do. And so it's just super great that you guys do that. And so as we move forward, Nick Richards dropping a super chat. He said, you both are amazing people and really can't wait to meet you. Keep up the awesomeness. Nick is actually coming to visit us from Wales, and he's going to be flying in. He's going to stay for like a week, so that's going to be a blast. And we've been talking a lot back and forth. And so it's just super excited for all the great things that are coming up for Flip Aquatics, for the shrimp hobby, and for all of you. And like, as soon as I do this full time, I just can't wait, because like I can make videos all the time. I can be in the warehouse every day. I can be doing update videos. I can be teaching you guys on certain shrimp. Like, there's just so many good things that are gonna come from it. I'm so excited about it. And so so what comes back to that, so like we started this journey about, I want to say 4 years ago, and I don't know if you guys knew this story or not, but you know, I got a video on it. I started this journey by being kind of shorted by someone else. So I was working a job and giving it my all, and there was a lot of broken promises and a lot of shortcomings, and it kind of just led me to a place where like I had to get out of that job, and it wasn't working out. And then I was doing the shrimp, and I was doing the YouTube, and I loved it, and it was my passion. And my parents owned a business, so like, well, we can hire you, and you know electrical, so you can do that. And so I just sat down. I'm like, I'm gonna write a business plan, and I'm gonna see what it would look like for me to make my hobby a business. And so for about a month, I sat down and I scheduled it all. Already, I planned it all out. I put it on paper. You know, what was I gonna breed? What shrimp was I gonna offer? Like everything. Like, you know, how much is it gonna cost? Where am I gonna do it out of? What warehouse am I gonna have? And a lot of things went through, and a lot of things fell through. But in the end, I got a handful of people that truly believed in me, and they're like, we believe in you enough that we're willing to give money out of our own pocket, that we're going to invest in you and your vision, and we're going to see where it goes. And if it fails, like, I don't owe money. Like, they truly just wanted to invest in this idea, and now it's like a real thing. And so with all that being said, like, it's been a huge journey over the past 3 years. Like, we've really gone from nothing to something, and it's just such a cool story. But there's so many roadblocks along the way. There's so many things that didn't happen. Like for example, so in the first year of business, we started the warehouse. We bought everything. We set up the tanks. I learned how to do carpentry. I learned how to build walls, stands. I learned all those things just as I was going, and it all just kind of fell together. We tried to hire a contractor to come in and build everything for us, and no contractor would come. Like, we couldn't pay anyone enough money for them to even show up to give us an estimate. Like, it was just, it was crazy. And so then, like, that's how I met Mark. And you guys have seen Mark 100 times, and he's become, like, this awesome friend. And it's all because I reached out to him, like, hey, man, I need help. And he showed up, and he was there every day, and he got us through the process. And some people have come and gone through this journey. My good buddy Mitch helped me at the very beginning. He really, he was there. He was doing water change with me every Sunday, and after water change, we'd watch Walking Dead together. And now he's no longer a part of it, but he has such an impression on this business and how it's grown and changed. And then Mark's still a part of it. And then we've had people along the way that are, like, a lot of you guys, and you guys come by and you support us and you help us. And you come down to the warehouse and give me feedback. And so, like, the first year of business, we grew and we built everything. And then we had all these tanks and all these shrimp. And then it was just breeding. And we were only going to sell USA bred shrimp. And we went a whole year without selling any shrimp whatsoever, because we weren't breeding them. And we didn't have babies, so you have to let your colonies established. And then in the first year of business, we went to the aquatic experience with Dustin's fish tanks. And it was at the aquatic experience, it was the first time I ever sold shrimp. And I remember we sold like $1,500 worth of shrimp in that weekend. And I remember thinking to myself, like, I made so many good connections. I talked to so many great people. And that's when I reminded myself, like, hey, this business, this Flip Aquatics, it's gonna work. And so then from there, like, we started selling online, and it just kept growing and growing. And through that first year, we really, like, it was me working hard through electrical to make enough money to keep the business, and have the money to support the business and get through that tough season where we weren't selling. And then the next year, this is where you guys really came in. In the first year, we started selling online, and we would have these months, like, where I didn't know where we were gonna have money to pay for rent, and then all of a sudden we would just sell out of this one type of shrimp out of nowhere, and it kind of all just worked out. And for me, it all comes back to faith too, like, and I don't want to get religious on you guys, but, like, I truly believe that there's a God, and He's really looking out for us, and He's really orchestrated our steps. And so it's so cool. So, like, the second year was awesome. So, like, we started selling, you guys were buying, and we were just, like, whenever we needed money, like, it was there, and it was just coming through, and it all just worked out. And then we decided, like, hey, we're never going to have enough shrimp to sell and to support the U.S. market. And so I'm just like, man, I don't know what we're going to do. We started doing, like, hard goods, and it was kind of all just working out. And then with the hard goods, like, we just, like, it just wasn't there. Like, still people were going and buying shrimp from, importers that didn't really care about the shrimp, and they were having bad taste in their mouth. And sorry if the video is lagging. I apologize, but hopefully it's getting better. And so I don't even remember where I was at now. I got distracted.
You were buying imported shrimp and getting a bad taste.
That's why I keep her around. She keeps me on track. So, so we were selling the hard goods, and it was all going good. But yeah, like I said, people were still selling imported shrimp that weren't healthy, that were disease and parasites, full, and so like it just clicked. Like Dustin's fish tanks was pushing me, and I'm just like, man, like we have to make this a thing. We have to, be a place where people can buy healthy shrimp, and that's where like the import came in. And then you guys, I told you guys about it in like November of last year, or around that time. So it was like a year after we started selling. And I told you guys it was a possibility. And so we listed a bunch of stuff from our website, or from our warehouse, that like we weren't using, that you guys could potentially use. And we listed that stuff for sale for a cheaper price to kind of show you, like, to kind of raise money for the import order. That was the main reason behind it. And in the first month, like, we hit like one of our record months, and and I'll just be honest with you guys, like, we were getting by, like, I don't know, I might not even, probably shouldn't even say this, but I'll just tell you. So like we were doing like $1,500 a month, like going through the year, which is like, for us, like that's how much like our like rent and utilities and all that kind of stuff is. So like we were just breaking even, like just getting by. And then we sold all that stuff, and you guys like really came through, and we had our best month. It was like $4,000, which is huge for us. And then from there, it just kept growing and growing and growing and growing. And for whatever reason, we didn't even have stuff to sell. Like I didn't even know we had stuff to sell, and you guys were still buying stuff. Like it was just crazy. And so from the time that we decided we wanted to do an import, from November till now, we have just had these like record months where you guys have just been going above and beyond. And it was to the point where like at the beginning of this business, like I said, we had some people that believed in us, investors that gave us money for me to chase my dream. And when we talked about the import, some of the investors were like, yeah, like, I mean, we'd be willing to, put up more money, but I really didn't want to take it from them, just because they've already, invested so much into this. I really wanted this to work. And what happened was you guys came through so hugely that we didn't have to take, a dime from anyone. Like it truly came from your guys' support, and we were able to write the check for the whole shrimp order. And that's where we kind of are today. And so like this whole journey has been like ups and downs. And a lot of good has come from it. Me and my wife met through this business. There's so many other great things that came from it. Friends, people that will be my friends for the rest of my life. Connections that I made with you guys. Like, there's some of you on here that like truly just like changed my life. Like, for example, Kang Lee, which we got to meet him today. He came down from Minnesota. And this guy is truly an awesome person. And he has a wife, Sai, and 4 daughters, and they were just like the best people to hang out with. And just like knowing his story, and I did a video on this, but I do want to share it to you guys too, because I know not everyone that will watch the video later will watch this live stream. And so like the story of Kang Lee is this: like he's his family is Hmong, so it's they're Hmong people, and they're over from near Vietnam. And when the Vietnam War happened, there was some controversy, and his people helped the United States and the Americans like fight in the war, and all this crazy stuff. And so he actually, his family, after we pulled out of the war, his family all had to flee to the United States to get away from, they were actually going around and slaughtering his people. And so all of his people had to come to the United States. Some went to Europe. And so he ended up here, and his family really didn't have much. His dad got a machinist license, or certified, and kind of did that. And he kind of went through this whole life experience, and all this just hardship. And so he came out of that and had a great family and all this stuff. And then he went through another hard season where like his dad got seriously injured. And like 3 months later, his brother died that he was like super, super close to, and who he shared like the hobby with. And then he got sick, and he couldn't work his job anymore that he was super passionate about. And then with all that being said, like, he went down to a dark place. Like just, who wouldn't, right? Like who wouldn't get depressed if like all this bad stuff's happening to him? And then he finds like this YouTube channel and some other YouTube channels. and that's where like all changed for him. He got back into the hobby, and all of a sudden, like, and you guys will hear his side of the story, which is so much more powerful than what I'm sharing. But he just got pulled out of a dark place because of people like me and Sashimi and Corey, Lucas Bretts, and Bob, Steamfought Aquatics, and some other, YouTubers that I didn't list. But so many people, because we make videos and because we are doing what we believe in, it's having other people truly see like the positivity and the goodness that surrounds us and kind of pulling them out. So it's really cool, the people that we meet along the way and how they change us and how they affect us. And so business, that's what it isn't a business. Like, it always has to be a hobby. And so that's where the change comes, because it's so easy when you have a business to only worry about the business and worry about the money and worry about the bills and worry about shrimp breeding and all these little details. But at the end of the day, if we make it a hobby and you guys have me and I have you and we're all in this together, no matter what, every single time it's going to work out. Even if it's not the way I wanted it to work out or the way that you guys thought it would work out, like, it all works out in the end. And so so it's just so cool on how it all works out and how we got to where it is. So this is my way of making this still a hobby. One, I have you guys, and you guys keep me in check, and I talk with you guys every week. We talk on Sundays at 6:30. I do videos throughout the week. But one thing that me and Amanda have been talking about, and if you guys saw the video of Ray's fish room, that's when it really sparked on Amanda. Amanda saw the fish room and she's like, we need one of these in our basement. And so one thing that we are doing to kind of keep this a hobby for us is we're actually going to build a fish room in our basement, which is crazy because, we have 150 some tanks at the warehouse and who knows how many more to set up. And yet we're going to do a fish room at our house, and we're going to focus in kind of like what Corey does. Like, he has his pet store, and then he has a breeding room in his house. And so that's exactly what we want to do. We kind of want to set up some tanks and keep things that aren't shrimp. So like killifish and shell dwellers, apistos, all kinds of stuff that is just cool that will make it a hobby for us again. And so that's what we always try to remember. And like this import order really helped too, because I got a bunch of shrimp that I've never had before, and it's just so awesome to have shrimp that I haven't had and to really make it a hobby. And so like I'm just so thankful in every sense of the word. Like it's just great. And Kang Lee, if you're watching, man, I just really enjoyed our time with you, and it's so good to put a name to a face and just see the positivity that radiates not only from this channel but from you guys and the people you guys connect with. And it's just there's so much love out there, you know what I mean? And it's so cool. And so like I just truly, Amanda's back there laughing. I don't know what she's laughing at.
Do you have a basement?
Oh yeah, we do have a basement. So I did see a super chat at some point, and yep. I didn't want to get off track because if I got off track, I'd forget where I was.
Frank Tanks Bowls.
And so, so Frank Tanks Bowls. Frank Tanks, he gave us a $8 super chat, so super thankful for that. Thank you very much, Frank Tanks. That's a tough one to say because I keep wanting to say Frank's Tanks. And he said, love you guys. Can't wait to see your shrimp in person. Love the plants and shrimp I got so far. So that means you ordered from us. Thank you so much for the support there. And for the support through the super chat. You guys are awesome.
Hey, your mama commented.
My mom commented.
Right below that, it said, so proud of you. Can't wait to see how you contribute to this.
So my mom's in here. Her name is Andrea Lupton. So if you guys see her posting, and she posted, so proud of you. Can't wait to see how you contribute to this hobby. And then she put like a world and then a couple hearts. So my mom is like my number one biggest supporter. And besides, my wife, I gotta give her credit. But my mom has like been through everything with me, thick and thin. She has supported me when no one else believed in me. And I always say, like, you always need that one person that truly believes in you, and that's what separates you from everyone else, and that's what propels you to do things. And so my mom, super shout out to her. She's been the most amazing role model in my life, and with the life that she's lived and what she did raising me. And a lot of what you guys see in me, a lot of the good qualities come from my mom, and a lot of the ornery qualities come from my dad. So that's funny. If you met my dad, you would know. I'm gonna have to do a video with him. But yeah, just Frank Tanks Bulls, thank you so much. That means a lot. And so guys, I'm truly so excited, and the reason why is, like I said, like we are seriously this close from making Flip Aquatics a thing that not only I can do full time, but I can just keep growing in the fact of like we're gonna grow this hobby, and we are gonna be at the front of it, and we as a community, us, like not just me, not just Amanda, but like all of you guys, we are gonna be what is the foundation of the shrimp hobby in the United States. And I really want you guys to believe that, because it doesn't just take me breeding things and selling them and selling healthy shrimp. It takes you guys breeding them yourselves and selling them to your local fish stores, or convincing, your friends come over and see the tank, and they may have fish tanks, but now they want to get into shrimp. And so like it takes all of us to grow this hobby, and from like what I've seen with like Sergeant Tanks Jeremy and Kang Lee, there's truly lives that could be saved through this hobby, and so it just comes back to us being diligent and just spreading love and positivity and growing the hobby, and not turning people away from the hobby, which there's definitely people out there that do. And so that's what it all comes back to for me. And so I'm really excited to see how this 2017 goes for us. So
Hey, Robert.
with that being said, Amanda has something to say, but I want you guys to know, like, if you have questions about the business, if you have questions for me, and like even if they're personal questions, whatever it is, feel free to ask them. I want to get into them, and I want to kind of walk you guys through, like, if you want to take your hobby to a business, what that transition looks like, and what you guys need to watch out for. And so, yeah, what's up?
Primetime Aquatics said, "Love Diesel. You have an impact on people too. My son asked for your autograph and picture with you at the last aquatic experience.
Oh,
Still
no.
has it and thinks it's cool. So I told him that he should bring him down to spend a day with us, and he said if he's in the area, he'd definitely let us know."
So, since you guys can't hear Amanda, she said Primetime, what is it?
Aquatics.
Primetime Aquatics was at the aquatic experience this past year, and he brought his son, and his son wanted our autograph, which is like, it's just crazy for me. But yeah, so I gave my autograph, and there was like 3 kids that wanted an autograph, so I don't remember exactly which one it was, but it's so cool. Again, like, we are role models for a new generation of fish keepers and shrimp keepers. And so shout out to you, Primetime Aquatics. Tell your son that he is welcome to come to visit us anytime, and we would absolutely love to see him again and give him some shrimp and have him set up a tank and all that good stuff. And so we truly love meeting you guys in person. But yeah, so it's just absolutely great. And yeah, real quick, another thing, Dwayne's in the house. Dwayne Kitchell. Dwayne Kitchell, we met at the Lexington event with Dustin's Fish Tanks. And Dwayne wanted some Bacteria. I told him it's like my number one food, the one food that I'll always recommend for a shrimp tank. And Dwayne's like, hey, I only have $15 and it costs $20. And I was like, man, don't worry about it. Send it to me when you get it, or next time I see you. Like, I'm not worried about it. And so he actually mailed me a package, and I get this package. I'm like, man, I didn't order anything. And so I like open it up, and it has a letter folded up, and so I open the letter, and I start reading it. It's from Dwayne, and he's just saying like how thankful he is, and like it was great meeting us. And then it rolled up in the paper. There's a check for $5, and there's still this huge box. And I'm like, what is this? And I open it up. It's like covered by paper, and it's a bunch of Mongolia leaves. I believe that's what it is. Does that sound right?
I don't know. I can look.
All right. Well, I don't know. It's like Mongolia leaves or something. Dwayne can chime in on that. and he Dwayne just didn't have to send them to us. Yeah, it was sashimi. I didn't mind at all. Didn't even cross my mind. Magnolia. I got it.
Oh my
Magnolia, yes. Okay, so they're magnolia leaves. Oh, my wife's always giving me a hard time about pronouncing things. If you guys heard what I did today, you would crack up. Should I even tell that story?
Yeah, I think it's hilarious.
All right, you guys are literally gonna die. Kang Lee, I hope you're still in here because this is hilarious. So, all right, so I really I need your guys' attention for this because this is one that you guys are always gonna remember that I did, and you're gonna bust up laughing about it. And so Kang Lee and his wife Sai and all the 4 girls, we all went to Applebee's, and we're all sitting there talking. Sai went out to the car. The baby was crying, so she took the baby out to the car. And so we're all sitting there. Kang Lee's into this story that he's telling us about Vietnam and stuff, and we're just into it. So we're infatuated in this story. And then the girls are sitting on the other side of the table, and out of nowhere you hear and then we didn't even process it, and then all of a sudden you hear crying, and this guy from the other booth runs over and picks up his one daughter, and here she had fell out of the chair, right? And as soon as she fell and we looked over there, the other 2 daughters are she flipped. And so suspicious, right? So it's suspicious that the other daughters are instantly saying that she flipped. Maybe they had something to do with it. And so she's crying, and so now we're in a panic to make sure she's okay and get her out to the car and all these things. And so this was all my thought process as we're going through it. Nobody actually talked about any of this stuff. So we get out to the car. And again, Kang's wife didn't see the whole event, so she didn't know what happened. And so I'm recapping the story like I always do. And I'm yeah, she fell. And I was and then the girls were quick to say what happened. So I'm they had something to do with this. But how I said it, I was well, what I meant to say is hey, the girls, there was definitely some foul play involved there. But instead of saying foul play, I said foreplay. So I said, yeah, there is definitely some foreplay involved. And nobody said anything. Nobody even laughed. And I'm just is it foreplay or foul play? I'm thinking in my head. And I'm oh, it's definitely foul play. And I'm foreplay is definitely something different. And I'm I better correct myself before people get the wrong idea. And so I started busting up laughing, and everyone else just starts laughing. I'm just oh, let's get out of here. Let's go. And yeah, so super embarrassing. Amanda's I'm so embarrassed of you. Don't, oh my gosh, I can't believe you just said that. And yeah, so story of my life. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I do stuff like that all the time. You guys would be ashamed of me. And I never do it on purpose. Oh, it's so funny. But anyway, that was totally off subject. So let's get back to hobby to business. Yeah. Unholy Orders. Dude, Unholy Orders is always here in the live streams. Just a great guy, always positive comments. Dropping a $2 super chat. Says, what up, guys? Congratulations on this shipment. Unholy Orders, thank you so much. Thank you for... No, I don't want foreplay. Get out of here. All right, let's keep it appropriate. Let's keep chat appropriate. So, Unholy Orders, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate your support and really appreciate you always being here and giving us your feedback. And then we got my buddy, Sashimi Whiskey, who's become a really good friend to me. Definitely appreciate him and all that he does for us. And just truly his friendship. And he said, LOL, Rob, forgetful. Forgetful Lupton, #cookies. Yeah, Jimmy is just awesome. I mean, I don't think there's one person here that isn't awesome. So you guys are all great. But definitely, anyone who gives a super chat, go check out their channels. See what they got going on. And just show them some support. I know I do. Like I always say, after every video, I always go through everyone that did a super chat. I go check out their channel. I watch a few of their videos, get a feel for who they are as a person, and it's just really, really good. So, Roma Aquatics dropping another super chat for the amazing stories. Sub me peeps. Yeah, go check out Roma's channel. I actually checked that out. He's got a really cool setup. If I remember correctly, he has like a rack, and then there's 4 tanks on the top, 4 tanks on the bottom. I believe they're 10 gallons, and he's got a lot of shrimp going and some cool stuff. So definitely want to promote him and promote your Instagram. Yeah, so real quick about the Instagram. Amanda back here, she has been killing it on Instagram. She is, what's up, Bob? She's been killing it on Instagram. She does killer pictures. I don't know how she does it with her phone, but she does. And like she posts pictures, I think like 3 times a day, and it's just like all gung ho about it. So yeah, so she's been killing it, and so super proud of her for that.
Follow us.
What?
I said, so go follow us.
Oh, so she said go follow us. She's the salesperson I never was. If that makes sense. So she is like the cutest like little sales girl ever, and like you can't help but just fall in love with her. And so like when like I'm like the type of guy that I'm like, yeah, you can get this on Amazon cheaper, like you can do this, and she's like, hey, have you seen our shrimp? These are the best shrimp in the world. Like you need to check these out. Like I wouldn't lie to you. Like these are beautiful shrimp. And so she's awesome, but gotta show the wife some love. But let's do this. Let's get into some questions about just business, and like if you guys are curious about Flip Aquatics, maybe something that we do, or if you're curious about starting a business and have questions about that, you know, what's it like starting a pet store, and just different things like that. And so 20-gallon longs, those are the best tanks, by the way. My favorite tank as far as footprint and shrimp breeding goes. So let's see what we got here. My chat is broken kind of, so it will only let me scroll up so far. So I do apologize if I missed your question. I'll try to stay on questions this time. I always get sidetracked and end up V-Stag just promoting. He's like, hit that like and share button. Thank you, V-Stag. Yeah, if you guys like what I'm doing, definitely give me a thumbs up, because I know thumbs down, you know, whatever it is. You know, I never want to ask you guys for anything, but you know, your feedback is what helps me improve, right? And so like, if I get 400 likes on one video, I know that I need to keep doing videos like that. If I get 100 likes on one video, then I know, okay, you know, it was good, but maybe it wasn't as good as other ones, so I need to focus on that. And so, we just got another super chat from Joel Gilbert, or Gillot, sorry. My wife's making fun of me again because I can't pronounce anything. Joel Gillot, he said, feel me, Rob, feel me. Don't know what that means, but I'm going to go with, you're a nice guy. You're a nice guy, let's be friends. I don't know. I can only imagine what my wife's saying right now.
Jim said Gilbert, LOL.
Oh, Jim making fun of me. That's funny. Chuck Trost, to help to print a shirt backwards.
Yeah, your thing's.
Oh, you know what it is?
It's still flipped backwards.
Here's what happened. So, let me see if this button works. No. Somebody's beep. I'm not gonna mess anything up. Man is yelling at me. Ooh, look, we can like change. Oh, check that out. No, let's go back. Nope, that one. Ooh. All right, let's go back to the beginning. There we go. Yep. I don't think I'll try to fix it. To help get shirts printed backwards. That's so funny. So Chuck Trost says to help get shirts printed the right way. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. That's hilarious. Thank you. Steamfod Aquatics, Bob, I owe you a shirt. I will get you a shirt. He has wanted one since the aquatic experience. And so, Bob, I'm going to get you one. I'm going to get Corey one too. You guys just hold on a little bit longer. With this import order, we had too much going on. But the shirts are definitely in the mix. And we will definitely get them out to you guys for sure. I promise. So shout out to Joel, shout out to Chuck, and shout out to my boy Bob at Steamfod Aquatics.
Hey, we got a question.
Ooh, we got a question. So here's what I'm gonna do, guys. I'm not always great at getting to all the questions. I do my absolute best. If you guys have a question that you really want to answer, yeah, either tag me in it or do like a $1 super chat, just so it sticks out, and then I know like, hey, this is an important question they really wanted answered, and that way I can just find it easier. It just makes it known that I'll definitely answer your question. But yeah, what do you got for me, Amanda?
Jonathan Lucchesi says, "What's been the most difficult behind-the-scenes part of Flip Aquatics?"
What has been the most difficult behind-the-scenes part of Flip Aquatics? Yeah, so for me, it was trust. And what I mean by that is, like, we had those times where, like, I truly didn't know where the money was coming from. And I don't know if this answers your question, so I might answer it in a different way. But, like, the hardest time for me in this business and creating Flip Aquatics was, like, those months where, like, we had to pay our bills, We have to have the money. And I truly have no idea where the money's going to come from. And just trusting that it's all going to work out. Trusting that, we have a God that's bigger than us, obviously. And then we have people like you that support us and are willing to buy things. And it's just all going to work out. So it's trusting that we're doing the right thing, we're following the right path, and just trusting that money's going to be there. Now, that doesn't mean that we can just be ridiculous with our spending and, like, just spend tons of money and trust that there's going to be more next month. Like, we have to really be diligent and know, like, hey, we need to cut back our spending because we aren't doing good, or we know we're going to have a rough month and we need to, like, tone it back. So, like, as long as we're being responsible with our finances, to trust that it's all going to work out. Other than that, behind the scenes, like, it was a steep learning curve for me, just with keeping shrimp. Like, so, like, there was a couple times that, like, I killed a lot of shrimp, and or, like, I did something wrong and things didn't go right. And the toughest thing was for me is telling myself, like, it's okay, So, like, I would kill a bunch of shrimp and I'd feel terrible about it, and it would get me to a point where, like, I felt like, hey, I'm not worthy. Like, I shouldn't be doing this because I'm not the right person for this job. Obviously, things aren't going exactly the right way that I would want them to go. I just killed a bunch of shrimp. I left the furnace off and hurt a bunch of stuff in the warehouse. Killed my wife's favorite fish. So it's things like that really get me down. And then it's you guys that bring me back up. Or it's me just reminding myself, like, hey, like, this, and this are going wrong, but look at the great things that are going on right now. Like, look at this situation that just happened. Look at this awesome person that we just met, Kang Lee. Look at these people that are coming to see us. Look at this speaking event that we're going to. Or all the people that we're able to encourage. And so that was tough for me. But and I can't say that I've mastered it because I haven't. There's days that I get down on myself, just like there's days that you guys get down on yourself. And when I'm down, you guys pick me up, and I hope that when you guys are down, I can pick you up. And so it's just a constant good relationship between us all. And so again, much love for all of you guys. And so just truly appreciate it. But let's see what questions we got. I think that was the only question we've answered so far today. So we're going to try to get back on this. And just as I'm going to ask a question, Rice Water drops a super chat. And let's see what he had to say. Rice Water, again, is someone that is just always here. Just somebody that really gives us good feedback, too. And is always, supporting us with the super chat. So, super shout out to Rice Water. And he said, you can spend this money in a non-responsible way. That's great. You know how I'm going to spend it then? I'm gonna buy my wife a Starbucks. And that's a non-responsible way, but it'll make her really happy. And so, thank you so much, Rice Water. That's it's generous of you, man. Really appreciate it. And yeah, so let's see if I can answer a question.
Brocken says.
Here, I'm just gonna scroll up and I'm just gonna go back down.
Well, I have one picked up.
Well, read it to me then.
Brocken says, "Love Diesel can't believe. What are your favorite shrimp from the?"
Hey, honey, why don't you come over here and sit next to the camera, and then when you read it, everyone can hear, and then I can just respond. Oh, she doesn't like it now. Yeah, no, you can be in it. You don't have
That's
to.
such a terrible angle for me.
Who wants to see
Stop.
Panda Lee on camera? Yeah, we're getting it. Bring back Amanda. They want you, honey.
Only one person said that.
Well, that's only one person so far. Let's get Amanda in here and you. Oh, here they come. Yep. Yes.
Well, then I get your chair.
No.
Or you're finding me a seat.
No, so you can sit.
No.
All right, so you can read questions, and then I'll answer them, or you can answer them. Uh-oh. She's trying to cram in here.
Move the table.
Oh, hold on. I got to resituate the table.
Wouldn't be like this. Yeah,
Ooh, you're going to knock the light over.
No,
She's dangerous. Her little butt.
At least I can talk.
You're scooting it backwards. That's hilarious. All right. So, now you guys can ask Amanda questions, too. And before we do...
Can I answer that one?
No, we gotta give love to our super chat real quick.
Oh.
I don't want to miss it. Mr. Awesomeness just dropped a super chat. Mr. Awesomeness 4321 said, "Buy another Starbucks for yourself." And thank you very much. I never really got into Starbucks. I'm more of a Dunkin' Donuts guy, but I could buy a Dunkin' Donuts on my way to Starbucks to get her one. So thank you so much. I mean, you guys are awesome. Like I can't say enough how much I appreciate you guys. Like I'm sure you guys probably get sick of it, but that's good. I'd rather do too much than not enough. So let's see what Amanda has for us, and she'll ask us some good questions.
Well, I lost it. Hold on. I think it was Brocken. Yeah. Asked what our favorite shrimp were from the import order.
Ooh, why don't you answer this one first, and then I'll answer mine.
Red Fancy Tigers.
Red Fancy Tigers. I knew it was coming. So, real quick about the Red Fancy Tigers. I always have a story about everything. But, no, so I wasn't going to get Red Fancy Tigers. Like, I didn't want them. And she was like, please, honey. Like, I just want one type of shrimp. This is what I want. And just completely guilted me into it. And then I convinced her that we weren't going to get them. And then when I was doing the import and filling out the paperwork, she actually said, all right, I went up to her and I was like, hey, I made it work that you can get your shrimp. And so then she was all happy and we got them in and now she doesn't want to sell them. And so yeah. But my favorite personally are the Black Rose. They're a Neocaridina. Out of 200, I think we lost like 4. So they did really, really well. They already have babies. They're as black as can be. And so those are by far my favorite. And I really, really, really love them. It's a shrimp that I've wanted for a long time, and so I'm really glad that I got them. And that's the cool thing about the import. You get a bunch of shrimp that you've never had before, and it's good. And so that's that. We did get we got a super chat from my really good buddy, Terry Blake. And Terry Blake, I talked about him last week. He's a police officer down in Florida, I believe. And he's a great guy. I've met him a few times. I met him once. He came up to the warehouse, brought his grandpa with us. And you guys, if you watched last week's video, you'll know all about Terry. And so Terry said, hey, Rob and Amanda, love the shirts. Send me one. I won't tell anyone. So, yeah, I really need to get the shirts made. So many people have been asking about them. And so maybe I'll put that on Amanda's agenda and let her kind of handle that. You down for that? Can you take that responsibility?
I think I've taken a lot of responsibility.
She has taken a lot of responsibility. But, yeah, so you did order them last time, though. So you already got the whole process figured out. She's ready to go. But we will get them. I promise, because I owe t-shirts to you guys. I promise I would do a giveaway in the t-shirts, and I will not back down on that. We are going to do it. And so, yep. Drink of water. I don't have water bottles today. We ran out. Now it's just tap water. You got another question for us?
People are wanting to know when we're going to list prices in the shrimp.
Oh. And so, I was actually planning on listing the shrimp tomorrow, I don't think I'll have time to do that, unfortunately. And so what we're going to do is sometime in this next week, before next Sunday, which is our live stream, we are going to post the shrimp for sale, but we will not ship them until the 4 weeks is up. So it's kind of like a pre-sale once we have the shrimp. Like most people do pre-sale before they get the shrimp in, we're going to do a pre-sale while we still have the shrimp. And that way we can ramp up and like make sure we have enough boxes to ship and different things like that. Oh, what'd Terry say?
I don't know what he said.
Dude, you just told everyone. Uh-oh. I told him where you live, Terry, and that you're a cop. Sorry, Terry. I hope they can't find you on social media. I think that's what you're talking about. Thank you for another $2 super chat. Sorry I gave away your identity.
Dank Tank said...
But much love.
Oh, I gotta find it.
Well, Terry also, he has a ton of my Royal Blues. He bred them. I sold him, I don't even know, maybe 10. And now he has like 200 or 300. And so we lost a lot of ours. And so Terry, we're actually going to get some from Terry to help rebuild our population again. And so Terry's really helping us out with that. So another big shout out to Terry Blake. And Terry, is your daughter watching? If she is, let us know and we'll do a shout out to her again. That was awesome last week.
Hey, Dank Tank said Flamand Aquatics.
What?
So it's like Flip and Amanda and Aquatics all together.
Flamanda Aquatics.
Flamand Aquatics.
Oh my goodness.
I like it.
Yeah, of course. Oh my goodness. Alright, let's see what questions we got. Mr. Awesomeness said, thank you. I want to pre-order some Crystal Reds. Amanda told me to keep an eye out for them on the website. They might be available within a month. Yeah, so like I just said, we're going to post all the shrimp for pre-sale this coming week. And then we will ship them, I think it's, April like 30th we're going to ship them. Something like that. And whatever 4 weeks is. We don't want to compromise the 30 days just to make sure everything's healthy. And then what isn't healthy after 30 days, we know not to sell. Let's see what else we got. Again, you guys drop some questions. David Lazaro said, "At Amanda, what do you do in the hobby? Also shrimp?"
Oh. Yeah, shrimp. No, I used to keep fish, but right now I just keep shrimp. We're going to set up some tanks in our basement, I think, so I'll get to keep, I want to do Corys and Apistos and, what else, killifish, and I love nanofish like Rasboras and Celestial Pearl Danios. I like Ember Tetra, stuff like that. So right now I just keep shrimp, but the plan is to keep more than that.
Yeah.
Oh, and micro crabs.
Yeah. And somebody just asked, why is the video in reverse? And it's because somehow I messed up the phone. And I don't know what I did. And so it's all in reverse. So Flip Aquatics is apparently not spelled Flip Aquatics. It's Pillif.
Is that water in a bottle?
Yeah.
Can I have it?
You're going to drink my water?
Yeah.
Man, I invited her to share the camera. Now she's taking everything that's mine. This is... You guys, don't get married. Don't get married. The same thing's gonna... Oh, I'm just kidding. Nah, I'm just kidding. Marriage is a beautiful thing. Best decision I've ever made. Ever. You guys saw it. I said it. You guys, yeah. Everyone sees me catching myself.
Mike Swanson's here.
Oh, no. Guess who's sleeping on the spare bed tonight?
Robert. Jeremy, Mike Swanson's in the house.
I know, my voice did. Who's in the house?
Mike Swanson.
Mike Swanson. And I think we just got another super chat. Let's see. Cost, you are always here too, my man. Just to show some appreciation for what you guys do. Explanation point. Cost, thank you so much. Our Canadian people, man, they're awesome. I can't wait to come up to Shrimp Fever and visit Tommy and do kind of a little meetup with all the Canadians, and we can start saying A together. And you guys will know that as soon as I hang out with a bunch of people that have an accent, I instantly get the accent. I can't help it. I don't know what's wrong with me, but like instantly I have an accent. Listen to this. This is a funny story, and Amanda's gonna laugh at me. So we're on a cruise for our honeymoon, right?
Oh my god.
Yeah. So we're on a cruise for our honeymoon. You guys are gonna crack up, and so everyone speaks a different language. Everyone has an accent, and so and so we literally like I get this accent like if we ordered wine or something like I'd be like Pinot Noir, like just like exaggerated to all end.
And we had been watching a movie that was in Spanish, like the whole time that we were there.
Oh yeah.
So he's like speaking. He speaks in an Italian accent.
Pablo-esque. I can't even do it now.
He speaks Spanish, so it doesn't even make sense.
Yeah. So what happens is we're walking through the hallway, and there's like this old like American couple that like they're like your typical tourist, like suntan lines and everything, and they're walking through the hallway, and I'm like hola, and they're like oh hola, like they didn't know what to do. And I totally played it off like I speak Spanish and I was foreign. And they just like, and then she's just like, oh my god, like who is this guy that I just married? And so it was, oh my gosh, we had some fun with that. And then, let's see. Okay. Wait, did I?
I think you missed Terry's.
I did miss Terry's.
No, down, right there.
Yeah. Oh, I was talking about the shirts. Let's see what Terry said. I gotta go back up and see what you said. Dude, you just told everyone. Oh, okay, I get it now. Sorry, Terry. Terry dropping another $3 super chat. Thank you, Terry. And you definitely are getting a shirt. We're gonna have it the next time you come. I think you text me and asked me which weekend worked out better. I'm sorry I didn't get back to you. Things just come up. I will respond after this live stream. And so we'll definitely have you back up, and I'd love to see your grandpa again, and hear some more of his stories. And then we got, hey, honey, how do you pronounce this so that I'm not the one that gets made fun of?
This one?
Yeah, that one.
Anakin?
That actually sounds good.
I don't know.
That's actually really good. I would have been like, Andakin. I would have came out with it too.
Jeff is in the house. Hi, Jeff.
Well, we gotta give some love to Anakin real quick. Anakin, thank you so much. Another Canadian supporter, so definitely appreciate that. Thank you for stopping in. You guys are awesome. Hopefully, all the Canadian people in the house can make it to the event we're doing with Shrimp Fever. We're just going up there. Hopefully, maybe we'll speak on shrimp or something. And Tommy will be there, and we get to meet Tommy, and just make it a good weekend or whatever it would be, and so that will be fun. So hopefully you can make it to that. But thank you so much for the super chat, and then we have Jeffrey in the house.
Yeah, him and his dad Mike.
We got the big Mike in the house, Big Mike Swanson.
The Swanson party.
And then we got Jeff Swanson, who is my old intern. He's graduated to bigger and better things, but he still helps us a lot with the shrimp business. And so thank you, Jeff, for being here, and Mike. Good to have you guys here. Jeff, are you still in Columbus? I know he was down there. He was down there visiting his brother for, I think they were like his birthday, his brother's birthday, some kind of party. I don't know.
We have a question.
Anakin dropped another $5 super chat. Anakin, you got to put some comments with these so we can respond to you. Like, you got any questions about shrimp or anything? I want to give you some value. You know what I mean? And so, Anakin, thank you so much. Now that I'm saying it quick, it sounds like Anakin Skywalker. How's that theme song go for Star Wars? Come on.
No.
Do it.
No.
Who wants Amanda to do the Star Wars theme song?
You don't get to know.
What is it?
Oh my god. That is not Star Wars.
I'm sorry. I tried my best. Come on, what's Star Wars? She has the most beautiful voice, by the way.
No, I don't.
She does. She just hides it from
everyone.
everyone.
But you stop.
Alright, I'm going to get in trouble. She loves me. Alright.
We have a question.
Well, we got another question as a super chat.
Oh, I'll do that.
Autumn Storm in the house. Autumn Storm said, why might cherry shrimp be dropping eggs? So, Autumn, first of all, thank you for the super chat, and thank you for the question. That's a great question. The reason shrimp drop eggs is for a multitude of reasons. The first one would be that shrimp drop eggs because they're stressed. And so maybe something in your water quality is off. So what I would suggest is test your water. Make sure you have plenty of hiding places in the tank. Make sure there isn't like a bright light shining down on them the whole day, because that could stress them out. The other thing is, it could be a young mom, and if it's a young mom, first time mom, she isn't used to, she isn't used to carrying eggs if it's her first time, and so she'll naturally drop some. But if they're dropping all their eggs and not holding any, and it's happened a couple times, then something's wrong with your tank, and so you need to figure out what the underlying issue is. And without knowing your exact tank and your parameters and all that stuff, I can't say for sure what it is, but it's definitely a water quality issue or not having enough hiding places. Those would be the two that I would start with. So definitely buy a test kit, test your water, see what's going on, GH, KH, and TDS, and then go from there. And test your water from the tap too if you're using it, and make sure you're not adding ammonia or high nitrates into the water, things like that. So that's my advice. Thank you for the question, and thank you for the super chat.
Brocken says, Left Diesel Pandely,
You gotta talk louder so people can hear you.
what was the purpose in ordering the Galaxy Pintos? For advertisement purpose, or are they a breeding pair?
Yeah, so here's what happened, and I just told the story to Kang Lee. What happened with the Galaxies, we were actually going to get in a bunch of moss, like Fizdens and Java moss and different things like that, like some rare mosses, but mainly just your basics. And they were going to go to Dustin, because Dustin wanted them. And what we found out is you need a special permit from agriculture for that. And so we actually couldn't get the plants in. And so we had this credit on our account that we had to use up. And he said, hey, like it would be a good idea to get some higher grade shrimp just to help, take pictures and promote, this first import and everything like that. And so I told Selene, I was like, hey, like whatever you think is a good shrimp, you use your best judgment, and then we'll go from there. And so he included some different grades of the Galaxy Pintos, just for us to see them and potentially for us to buy them more in the future and see how they sell in the United States, different things like that. And so that's what we got to say. Sorry, Amanda's. What are you doing, Amanda? Are you in this super chat? Are you in this stream? Do you want to be here?
Yes.
Okay, she wants to be here.
I am just skimming through, trying to help you do.
Well, we got to be present. We're talking to these people, we're not talking in chat.
That is these people.
So we need to be present with the people in front of us first.
Help me.
Help me help you? Here, come here, Helen. There we go. I'll help her. All right, so we got some questions.
Well, that's what I'm trying to find, are these questions for you.
All right, so here we go. Mach's Faux. I don't know if that's how you say it. Mach Faux. What is your favorite ice cream? So, Amanda, what is your favorite ice cream?
Coffee ice cream.
Coffee ice cream.
Yep.
And then my favorite ice cream is probably Moose Tracks, which is like, it's got like the little peanut butter cups in it. It's got chocolate swirls. Oh, we're gonna go get some. We're gonna go get some after this. What and where? Rob Hicks Aquariums says, what and where is Shrimp Fever? So Shrimp Fever is a business. It's a shrimp business located in, I'm not sure where it's located. It's like 45 minutes from Niagara Falls, so wherever that would be. I'm not familiar with Canada, but the guy that owns it, his name's Tommy, and Tommy is a really good guy, a guy that I bought from in the past, and so he's just a big shrimp guy. Started a little pet store, and different things like that. So so we might be doing a little event with him. We're definitely doing it. I'm not sure when and where, and I know where it's going to be at his building, but I'm not sure when. And so that's the big thing that we need to figure out.
Hey, my parents are watching.
Your parents are here?
Yeah. Hi, Mom and Dad.
What is going on? Amanda's parents. No.
I don't think they know how to do chat, so.
Oh, they don't know how to do
I
chat?
don't think
How do you
so.
know they're watching?
Because my dad texted me. Well, he called in the middle. That's what I was trying to do, and I ignored it. And then I said, "Hey, we're doing a live stream. Come watch it."
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, Anakin. Anakin said, buy Tim Hortons when you come up. I love Tim Hortons, by the way. It's been a while since I've been there. Listen, I used to go to Niagara Falls all the time. When I was 19, I'd go up there like all the time. Not to drink. Me and my brother like would gamble, and we like playing craps together. It's like our bonding time. So I'd save up like $100 and like just go up there and we'd spend the weekend and have a great time. So I love Canada. I really do. I really love it. And so thank you so much for your support and just your constant support. That's awesome. And then Dictator of God. Oh, Dictator of God, I did get your email. We owe you an in vitro plant. I will get that out to you as soon as possible. I need to respond to you tonight. We just had a lot going on. But you made me think of it. But thank you for the super chat. I need a shirt, Rob. I'm excited for the AR. So you actually even mentioned it. That's perfect. And so thank you. We got Sashimi Whiskey in here promoting us. He said 186 people are here, 14 more. Let's go. Share, hit the like button. Sashimi, he reminds me of you. That is like, this is my little marker. I've already said it, but she is like the one that goes out there and is like, hey, let's do this. We got Corey from Aquarium Co-op representing in the house. Even though he's got a live stream coming up in 24 minutes, he's still here. And we're all going to his live stream after. And so thank you, Corey, for being here. Somebody asked, Patricia Leto says, where do you all live? Where do we live?
Warren, Ohio.
We live in Warren, Ohio. It's the midway point pretty much between Cleveland, Ohio, and Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And so that's where it is. Is Rob going to drive up to Corey's to live stream? No. That would be a long trip. If I left right now, I'd probably get there like 2 days from now. And so can't be doing that. But that would be fun. Thomas Kraft said, what did Rachel O'Leary think of the order? Was she pleased? So I'm pretty sure that Rachel was happy. She did some macro photography, and then told us like what parasites she found in the shrimp, and it helped us know what to dose for. And so I'm pretty sure she was happy with her order. She didn't lose too many, and again we gave it to her at cost pretty much, and so it was a great price on the shrimp, and hopefully they all live for her. So she was pretty happy. I'm pretty sure of it. And so great question. And Johnny Boy says, I drive to PA always, have a house there. Well, if you're close to Warren, Ohio, feel free to come up whenever. And that goes for everyone here. If you guys ever want to come visit the warehouse and kind of see the shrimp or see what we do, definitely feel free to come on up. And so Amanda, what's our plan for tonight? So we bought some cherry shrimp. And we got to get those acclimating. Mm-hmm. Do you got anything left to do over there?
Well, I should do shipping stuff.
So she's got to do some shipping
but
stuff?
But I work tomorrow night, so I think that he should do it by himself tonight.
Probably should. So, Amanda, why don't you tell everyone, what do you do for Flip Aquatics? Like, what's your role in the business?
Well, I run...
Again, you have to talk louder, because we're far away from the camera. She loves me. It might not look like it.
He is sleeping on the couch tonight.
No, I got a bed up here.
No, so I run our Facebook and Instagram business pages. So you guys, if you're on either of those, you'll see me post 3 times a day. And then if you message us, like direct message or private message, I'll be the one that typically answers back unless it's a question that I need Robert to answer. And then I do a lot of like the daily like feeding. For the import, if we've had any dead shrimp, I'll go through and take all those out, and I keep track of what has died in each tank. I add bacteria to tanks. I set tanks up. Like Jeff and Robert like to take the tanks down. I'm not very good at that because I have to lift a lot of heavy stuff, and I don't have muscles like they do.
Oh, tell them the story about when you were dragging the bucket.
So they were on the way home from Chicago, and I had to set up this tank that was like super, super high. So I had to get this really tall ladder. And our pump, for some reason, would not pump water all the way up to that tank. So I had to manually fill buckets of water, put them up on top of the ladder, and then dump them in myself. and I'm little. Like, I don't lift anything. So I was trying to get these buckets. I fill them like maybe a third of the way full. And this one bucket, as I was like putting it up on top, it tipped and it dumped all over me. Like, I was completely soaked. Like, my hair was wet, my clothes were soaked. The things that I do.
So is that why you were in a tank top when we did the unboxing video?
No, the reason I was wearing a tank top is because I had been working at the shop before you guys got there, and it was hot.
She was working hard. There's another story I was thinking of. Amanda can't lift very much, right? So when we go to the warehouse together, we're usually pretty busy, and so I told her, like, only fill the buckets halfway full. That way you can lift them, and you don't have to keep coming and getting me. And so, so she says, okay, like, yeah, no duh, like, of course I'm gonna do that. And so I'm out there cleaning, and the door's open to the shrimp room, and the next thing I see is Amanda. She's dragging this bucket across the ground that's full, water's spilling everywhere, and it's because she filled it up too much, and she didn't want to come get me and like say that, like, hey, I filled it up too high. And so she literally dragged it across the floor, like all the way around the whole shrimp room to get to the sink. So yeah, she is she's one of a kind. She's definitely a keeper.
You'd be lost without me.
Oh. Yes, I would. Oh my goodness. All right, let's see some questions. Let me get one. Chuck Tro says, how do you keep the genetic lines of shrimp strong? Amanda, what do you think?
What?
How do you keep the genetic line of shrimp strong, in your opinion? And then I'll give my opinion. Because Amanda's starting to really learn a lot.
I don't necessarily think I'm learning a lot. I think that I just differ in opinion from you sometimes.
Ooh. So what's your opinion on this one?
To keep genetic lines strong. Well, I don't know.
Okay, so
I don't know, because sometimes I would say, like, add to the genetic line, and then there are times that I would say absolutely do not add, because then you have risk of losing your whole tank if you add new shrimp to it.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say call undesirable shrimp and just continue to breed out that line for many generations.
Yeah, so excuse me. So, you guys, it might be different than what you're expecting me to say. How you keep your genetic line strong? One, you really can't. So, by taking two different pools of shrimp, like taking, like, for example, crystal reds. Like, you buy crystal reds from this guy and crystal reds from this guy, and then you mix them together. Well, it's very common, like, it's common enough for me to know that when you mix two different lines together, this line might have some bacteria or used to some bacteria that this line isn't used to. So when you bring them together, one can completely die off. And so what you have to know is this line and this line both have pretty much the same genetics as far as they're so interbred. Because all crystal reds, originating from the wild form to now, they've been interbred a lot to get those colors out. And so you're just as well off keeping your colony together, whether it's 10 shrimp or whatever, than you are then taking your 10 shrimp and buying 10 new shrimp and letting them to breed. Because we've had just as good success starting off with 3, 2 females and a male, and then we have with starting off with 30 shrimp and letting them breed. And so really it just depends on where you're getting your shrimp from. I would say as far as like genetic strength, I really wouldn't worry about it too much. Because you really don't want to be mixing shrimp all together. So just get one shrimp. If that shrimp isn't working out, you're not getting like big healthy adults or some that's not of your desire, you might want to sell off that whole colony and start brand new rather than add shrimp to it and try to improve that colony. And so it's really just keep your colonies the same. If you do want to try mixing them together, we always breed this colony over here, another colony over here. 2 lines later, we'll mix them together and see what happens. But I would say it really doesn't matter too much. Dictator God said, I mix my shrimp from you, and the shrimp I got from Lucas only had 1 tank at a time. That was almost a year, and it has been my best colony. Well, yeah, that's great to hear. So that's 2 shrimp coming from 2 great places, and then it worked out really, really good. And so sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But the times that it doesn't work out makes it not worth it for the times that it does. At least in my opinion.
I agree.
But yes, that's my opinion on that. Aquatic Hobby said, Rob, can you bring your shrimp to the UK so I can have them, please? If Amanda will let me come to the UK.
Can I come?
Well, you have to work.
How do you know?
Well...
This
no,
is
we
the
would
second
love
time
to go
today
together.
that there's been an event planned and I haven't been invited by my husband.
Oh, you were invited to the Minnesota one.
Or breakfast in the morning.
Well, you know, that's guy powwow time.
No love for me.
She is always invited. Always, always, always. But sometimes the boys just got to get together. You know what I mean? Like, us boys just got to have some alone time every once in a while. Alright, she's got to go make dinner. We're going to finish up this live stream. I love my wife. No, we really do have a good time. Rice Water said, amen, brother. Good job. At Love Diesel and at Panda Lee, I don't mind if it is only Amanda who comes. Oh, that's funny. Oh my gosh.
I'll be there.
Yeah, she is funny. She really would go without me, for sure. Australia is definitely another one that I want to go to. Leslie Meadows says, come down to Australia, guys, and check out our shrimp. I would absolutely love to come to Australia. If you have any local fish clubs, I don't know if Australia has local fish clubs, but if you do, talk to them, and if they want us to come out and speak, I would absolutely love to fly out there and speak at like a club or two on breeding shrimp and make a trip out of it.
Hey, we have a question.
Yeah, what is it?
I don't know how to say their name, but WPG Red Teg said, Lep Diesel Flip Aquatics, do you guys plan on ever having a storefront?
That's a loaded question. She really wants a storefront. I really want a storefront. Financially, it doesn't make sense to have a storefront right now. One, because the building we're in, we'd have to really revamp it and redo a lot of things.
We need a new building.
Yeah, so potentially we would have to have a new building. There's a lot that would go into it, but it's definitely something that we plan on doing in the future. I'm not sure when and where and how, but I trust that at some point along this journey that we will have a storefront. And so you guys could come check that out.
Seth Cruz said, LL, just watching Rob keep digging this hole right now.
Dude, I've been digging this whole live stream. Like, soon as I get out of this, I'm gonna live chat. I'm gonna live stream you guys here in about an hour when I'm digging my way out of the hole, so you guys can see. But yeah. Harleen 5150 Quinzel said, "Will a GH of 15 kill red cherry shrimp?" That's the only thing I can figure that's off with my tank. No, it will not. Yeah, so a high GH is actually good for Sierra or for Neocaridina. Now, granted, if they're used to breeding in a GH of 6, then 15 could potentially kill them. I guess it depends. Like, if you buy shrimp, test the water that they came from, and then you'll know. Also, test the source. So, like, did you get them from a pet store? If so, did they import them? How long have they been in quarantine? Different things like that. So, there's a lot of things that could play into it. So, I would say a GH of 15 by itself cannot kill your shrimp. Let's see what else we got. How much time we got? We got 11 more minutes to spend with you all. And so, let's make it a powerful 11 minutes. Again, if you guys have good questions, if you really want them answered, tag us, whatever you got to do to get our attention, we'd love to answer them. And I'll just keep scrolling down. I'll find some. Ratua. Ruru2. M. I want 500 Amano shrimp. My question is, what are you going to do with 500 Amano shrimp?
I hate them. No, they're alright.
Why do you hate Amana shrimp?
Because they get big and they're scary
They're
and
so
they climb
cute.
out of nets and
They're awesome.
No, they're
like literally,
awesome.
what kind of shrimp can fall on the ground and it
Listen,
starts crawling across the floor?
They're
Like, that
fine.
is cool.
They're fine if they're in your tank, but if you have to sell them and you're the one that bags them up for people, it is no fun. No fun.
This chat is like a rocket. I want to know what you mean by that, because you could take that so many different ways. But yeah, Amana shrimp, I like them. I really do.
I think they're great for tanks. I just don't like being the person that bags them.
Yeah, I think they're awesome, and they're really good algae cleaners.
Yeah,
by
that's
the way.
true.
At Flip Aquatics, did you or are you planting a tank using in vitro plants? We are. Honestly, it's just been busy. That's why we haven't done it. We do have one that we planted 3 months before getting the order in, which is this tank right. I think no, you can't see it. I don't
Oh,
think.
that one has it too.
Oh yeah, you're right.
That one's fine.
Yeah, they're all hers. Every tank is hers. What tanks are mine?
That one is yours.
Okay, I got one. It's that side, and they are pretty cool shrimp.
They are.
Yeah, but they keep dying,
That's
and I don't
true.
know why. So I did a big water change on them, and they haven't died since.
No.
Well, I think there's a dead one in there right now.
Oh, yep, there is.
I know, but there's 2 buried females. Not sure what's killing them off. Is what it is. Chris's Tanks, shout out. What's up, Chris's Tanks? Chris Tanks. Let's see. We got some questions. Blah, blah, blah. Love you all. Somebody said. Now Amanda knows Niagara Falls is code for I want to go gamble. that is really funny. I just now saw that. Yep, she knows. I'm going to tell her, like, hey, I'm going up to Tommy's. We're going to do an event. I'll be back in 3 days. She will know that I'm probably not doing that event. Let's see what else we got. Shrimp Fever is in Scarborough. Tom is really good to work with. That's where all my shrimp come from. Eddie Goulet said that. That's great feedback. Good to know. Tommy is like a really nice guy. Yeah, so I would hope that his shrimp would be really good. NBA Showdown. Do you got some questions? Feel free whenever you find one.
Well, my mom just texted me and said to respond to one. The Platy Pin. Can Amanda make a video on taking pictures of fish and shrimp?
Ooh.
That's a really good idea.
Well, I got a question for you guys. So Amanda, I've been trying to convince her to do some videos.
I did a video.
She did a video, but she won't let me edit it for some reason.
Because I want to edit it first.
So there's that. What videos do you want to see from Amanda? Do you want to see like what type of fish she wants to keep? Do you want to see her fish tanks? Like, what do you guys want to see? What are some good video ideas for Amanda to do? And this is for her. And so she'll read all these, and hopefully we'll make a few videos for us.
If and when I make videos, they will be posted on Robert's channel, not on mine. So they'll be on his.
She's a part of Flip Aquatics.
Yes.
We're slowly shifting from Lup Diesel to Flip Aquatics to where we can all be involved as a team, and it will be good. And so, day in the life of Amanda, somebody said. That's awesome. Ooh! $5 super chat from Dead Boy, New York City. Dead Boy, thank you so much. Leave a comment when you drop a super chat. We want to hear from you. We want to know, what's going on with you. If you have a question or just a shout out, just so we're not just looking at a green screen. And so, but thank you, Dead Boy. Really appreciate that. And definitely, you guys are awesome with supporting us. We really appreciate it. And that's what it comes down to. Even with the 190 some people we have in the live stream right now, you guys are giving us the most important thing, and that is your time. And so thank you for giving us your time and just being here. We love hanging out with you, and it's good to be here. You got something for us, babe?
No.
All right, so a day in the life of Amanda. Did the tank get sent out yet? JC's tanks. Listen, so we finished this competition. We did that free tanks last month, and we drew like the beginning of this month, and I still have not shipped the free tanks. So I apologize to the people that are waiting. I really dropped the ball on that one. Just this import is so far off. Like, I literally haven't answered an email except for like really important ones in like 3 weeks, which is terrible just because we're so far behind. And so it's nice once things settle down and I start doing this full time that the quality of our service is just gonna skyrocket because I'm gonna be able to respond to those questions. But Amanda, I gotta give her a shout out. She does a great job with social media. She responds to your guys' questions, and so that's probably a better way to get a hold of me is to go through Amanda on either Facebook or Instagram, and so she's been doing just a killer job with that. Steamfought Aquatics says, what size booth are you getting in Chicago this year?
Good question.
So last year we did a double booth. So Dustin had half and we had half. This year there's a couple ideas I've been bouncing around, and I haven't talked to Amanda about this, but I was thinking of doing either a double with just us, and then we would have half of it, and then we would devote the other half to like a YouTube booth. Because I don't know if we're still planning on doing that, but it would be a good thing to like just have people coming in and you know, Corey or you, Bob, or Lucas, like anyone could set up posts there and just kind of hang out, and you guys can meet up with us and them, and it'd just be a good thing to help grow this little community that we formed around YouTube with Bob and Corey and Steamfought, and anyone would be welcome. You know, Rachel Leary, Joey. Dustin's Fishing. It's like it would just be a huge community effort, and even people that, you know, Roma Aquatics, who, you know, has 300 or 400 subscribers, you know, Dictator of God, you know, anyone who is in YouTube and makes content, that you would be welcome to set up shop there. So that's what we're thinking, but again, we have to talk to Dustin about that and see what he thinks, because we usually do it together, and so maybe he would go in on it. We don't really know yet. SRB Silver dropping a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Again, the Canadian supporters coming up strong. Thank you guys. I look forward to coming up there and meeting a lot of you, and just having a good time. Vote more live streams with you both. That's actually something. Like if I start doing this full time, I still need to decide how live streams are going to play into that. But I would definitely make more videos and potentially do more live streams, and maybe I don't really know. So there's still a lot of decisions to be made and a lot of stuff like that. But if live streams are what you guys like, you know, I would definitely be open to doing another live stream at a different part of the day. You know, because there's definitely some UK people that don't get to participate in live streams because they're already sleeping because they have to work on Monday morning. So maybe if it's Saturday night, before or after Bob's or something like that. And so we got a lot of stuff to kind of figure out. But Amanda, I got a question for Amanda. What do you see as the future for Flip Aquatics? Because we talk about this a lot, and I know her ideas differ from my ideas, but I'm really interested to see what Panda Lee thinks about the future of Flip Aquatics and where she sees herself fitting into the big picture.
Well, That's two questions. So I guess where I see myself is, I don't know if you guys all know, but I'm a nurse, and I love being a nurse, but I love our business together. This hobby has been my passion for quite a few years now, and so I don't know, I guess I do love it more than nursing, but the fact that we get to do it together is awesome. So I guess where I see myself is, if it's possible, eventually to go down to like a PRN job where I work nursing every once in a while, and then I do Flip Aquatics more of like full time with Robert. So that's what I would like to see eventually for myself. But where I see the business going, we talked a little bit about it earlier, but I would love to do a retail store, just because I love sales, but I love that face-to-face contact with everyone. I enjoy talking to people in person, hearing about their story, figuring out what their needs are, and then figuring out how to meet those needs. So that's what I would love to do. And then I would still like for us, like as far as USA bread goes, I would really like for us to get some really awesome shrimp from this importing, but then take those and have a breeding only room and breed our nicest shrimp out and really get some awesome USA bread shrimp and be able to sell those as well. So that's kind of where I see things going for us. Oh, and then adding, like, not just shrimp, but of course doing like rabbit snails and then maybe these micro crabs and some other inverts. So there's more than just shrimp, but mainly shrimp.
Yeah, and she loves nano fish, so I'm sure at some point along this journey we will have nano fish. And so that's awesome. Just a little bit from Amanda. I want you guys to get to know her more and more, and because she has just an awesome heart for not only the hobby and the business, but just for this community. And so I definitely want to see her become a bigger and bigger part of what we do as a business and what we do as a YouTube channel and what you guys do, and you guys can get to know her and show her the same support. And so real quick before we end, SRB Silver dropping a $2 Canadian super chat. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Thank you for all the support. We're going to head over to Corey's live stream. Sorry for going a little bit over. Corey Aquarium Co-op. You guys head over there, and we're going to wrap this up. You guys make it an awesome night, and I'll let Amanda close us out.
Oh, me?
Yeah, you get to close us out, baby.
Oh, Lordy. Well, you guys have an awesome evening. Check out our videos this week. Hopefully soon we'll be posting stuff on the website, so keep your eyes peeled. And we'll see you guys next Sunday.
All right, much love, guys.